we are.
Oh, yeah. No,
What's
I
up,
forgot.
guys?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot there's a slight delay.
Yeah,
there.
there's a delay there.
I was
so.
like, oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah, we are.
All right. Yeah.
Yep, there we are.
Oh,
We're we're up there now.
Definitely delayed. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Pints and Pistons. We are YouTube's only automotive alcohol-related show.
Live.
Unscripted. And we don't pay for our viewers. And like podcast that has millions and millions of subscribers, apparently part of them are bot.
How do we get bot subscribers?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, no, that was the thing that I
All
saw
those
today.
flavors
I was
tonight.
like, oh, hey.
Man, all those flavors out there, and you started off getting salty.
Oh, I did. Oh, extreme salt. Extreme salt. Hi, guys.
Well, to be honest, a lot of YouTube channels do that, especially in the beginning.
Oh,
They bump themselves up to 1 million subscribers using bots, so they get onto the algorithm and get bumped. Once they get bumped, they start getting actual popularity.
My other YouTube show that I do, our rival did that. To beat us in subscribers and that.
Oh.
And got more and more, and then all of a sudden, like,
You're like, wait a minute, those are bots.
yeah. And then they started getting sponsored and all that stuff. And we're like, oh, yeah, no, we see ya. We see ya.
Well, it's a
I
lot
see, yeah.
like these guys have been doing these tests recently with AI-generated images.
Yep.
They created an AI image generator that runs its own Twitter feed.
Oh.
And what's happening is that AI response bots have started flocking to this thing, and it's creating this closed loop, like auto-generating loop where the AI posts a picture, the AI bots respond to it, the AI taking those responses posts another picture based on those responses. Those responses change based on the picture to the point where they've created this closed loop where these pictures are getting crazier and crazier and crazier and less realistic.
And well,
It's all
to start
fun,
off,
all
you gotta
fun and
look
games.
at their
And
hands.
it's
The AI can't do hands.
And well,
The
and
one
what
thing they
they're
can do is
calling
hands.
it the dead internet theory.
Yeah.
When the internet hits a point where the AI bots are more of the internet than real people, that's dead internet.
Skynet.
We're reaching
That's
all
Skynet.
fun and games when Skynet becomes self-aware.
Correct.
That's Skynet.
Yeah.
That is and I normally don't go along with Brian with that, but yeah, no, that he's right with that.
Right.
He's right with that.
It's becoming self-aware.
2001: A Space Odyssey didn't work out too well. Terminator didn't work out too well. What was the TV?
Idiocracy.
Universal Soldier.
Idiocracy is now in nonfiction.
1984 wasn't supposed to be a fucking how-to manual.
That
Right?
was a warning. Interestingly enough, Atlas Shrugged has also become nonfiction.
Yeah.
It was Person of Interest, TV show Person of Interest. In the end, doesn't end well. It was a warning.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we're gonna be Running Man here soon.
People don't listen.
What else was it? Enemy of the State?
Yeah. Well, you
Like,
might
that
be,
was
you
a-
might
that-
be Running Man. I'll just be Quickly Hobbling Man.
Listen, Enemy of the State was like a heads up that was supposed to wake people up and make them realize, hey, maybe a constant surveillance state is
probably
probably
not
a bad idea.
I gotta say that was a
And
really
look-
good Will Smith movie.
and
That
the
was a
thing-
really
one of his
good
best.
Yeah, that was
No,
a really
if you
good
want
Will Smith
if you want to see a movie that along those themes but set back further in time, look for a German film that's subtitled called The Lives of Others.
Yeah.
I will just leave that there.
And if you want to cry, watch The Art of Racing in the Rain and have 4 boxes of tissues next to you because you're just going to be crying the entire time while holding a dog. Going, ah! That's what we did. You still haven't seen that movie, have you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't either, have you?
I have not.
Oh my god. That's a damn good movie.
It's one I've been wanting to watch, I just haven't had a chance to.
You need to make sure if your evening's cleared. Don't have anything emotional happen that day. Use all your
You're saying it's going to wreck me emotionally.
It will. But it is one of those you're emotionally wrecked, but by the end of it, you're like, this is such a good movie.
Yeah.
But, like,
so
you feel
don't,
everything.
So don't drink and don't have your phone close by,
Yeah,
so you don't
no.
get drunk
Yeah.
and post a selfie of
Yeah.
you ugly crying.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, no.
No, I'm going to post a selfie of me ugly
no,
crying.
No,
It's fine.
it is. But oh god, that is such a great movie. Anyway, car stuff.
Car
Ooh.
stuff.
Car stuff.
Interesting stuff. Before we get to your main thing that you came up
Oh
with.
no,
There's-
car spotting. Let's start off with that.
I saw an interesting one on the way over here, like a '91 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, like a really super clean, like showroom clean DeVille, right here in Inverness
Was it
with
blue?
I want to say Massachusetts plates.
Okay.
It was weird seeing it. Like, why is there a spare tire carrier on the? Why is that so clean? Like, this thing was like show ready.
Mhm.
That thing was cool.
I finally got to see our first local short bed, single cab, all-wheel drive, V8 10-speed F-150 that sounded rowdy as fuck. And he saw me at the light just staring at him from across the intersection. I'm like, wait, is that... I'm hearing it. Like, oh, hi. And I could see him, like, looking forward, and then I'm like... He's like...
day before yesterday,
Hi. I'm like, cool.
I had someone roll past my house, which is a dead-end street for all practical intents, in a green Triumph TR6.
Nice.
Super clean. It sounded fantastic.
That Celica I talked about last time, passed it on Croft.
Really?
Yep. Yesterday on the way home from work, I had just turned from 46 onto Croft, literally right in front of my work. And all of a sudden, I'm like, old guy, probably 75 to 80. But hubcaps, non-tinted windows, no spoiler, nothing. Base model of base models, just black with gray cloth interior. And that thing is clean as hell.
I have a couple interesting ones, by the way. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about them last time.
Excuse me.
DeLuca Toyota in Ocala.
I've
You ever
heard
been there?
I've heard they've got some interesting shit.
You
there.
ever been there?
No.
You should stop in sometime. Stop in and go into the dealer under the showroom floor.
A couple of years ago,
They have-
Paul sent me pictures from there.
They have a couple of classic Toyota Land Cruisers.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They have a 1993 Toyota Tacoma, single cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive, manual transmission,
22R.
22R,
22RE.
Oh,
Brand
yeah,
new.
well, yeah.
never been titled.
Really?
It's got like 1,100 miles on it, I think, or like 113 miles or something stupid.
So it's one of those that was a dealer card that...
The guy bought it. You know, the owner of the dealership never sold it. He was like, "Nope, this one's staying. It's on display." They got a couple.
So
of
that's
cars
what he
like
did
that.
when he couldn't get an LFA.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got a 500,000 mile Toyota Camry
No, well,
sitting up there.
well, that's basically every used Camry
Right,
on the
every
lot.
every 2002 Camry
Yeah,
that ever got built
yeah.
is still out there driving around.
Yeah. They're the opposite of Ultima Energy because it's one of those, they don't get that raggedy. But
I think they got an old Celica Supra sitting there.
Yeah, they do. That's one of the ones that Paul sent me a picture of. Yeah, like I said, a couple years ago, Paul
Like
and
an
Paul and
83,
Rose were up
84.
there. Yeah, I think it was a Mark II. Yeah, Paul and Rose were up there, and he sent me a couple of things. He's like, "This place." He's like, "You would like this place."
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, if you're ever up there, swing in and just be like, I just want to look at the cars.
Yeah. Huh.
It was cool.
That,
Hold on.
Wait for it.
well, that black Mercedes that I talked about last episode.
I saw it.
He finally got to see it during the daylight.
And it is
It's
a long,
a long boy.
it's a long boy.
Yeah. Here it comes. And
Not today, fuckers.
there it is.
But it's a long boy. Like, it's a long, long boy.
Definitely sounds like a V8,
Yeah.
big inch V8, but not like I said. The thing just barely turns. Just boom, 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 boom. And you watch the car.
Like, soaking up all the bumps, but it looks clean.
Yeah, like it's black and the thing looks straight. Like for
Black
what we can
with the
see
gray cladding on the bottom.
Oh,
and that.
nice.
But it's not, and the guy daily drives it because
We can
every
catch
single
that at
day
some point.
when I'm leaving at 5 something in the morning, he's usually right in front of me. I'm like, oh hey, hi. But yeah, no, I was happy you were able to see that. Actually,
Yeah.
it went by while we were looking out at your new toy.
Oh, did
And
it?
Yeah. Well, you barely heard it. You heard. It sounded like a
going
boat.
back, going back the other
Yeah,
way.
it sounded like a boat. Like literally, like it just sounds like a boat idling in water, like with that bubbling. And it's so nice.
So,
God, he's
Broncos.
coming back. Broncos.
On the same day that the most famous Bronco passenger ever assumed room temperature, could have happened to a nicer guy.
In his go-go action Bronco, if you know,
Ford,
you know.
Ford announced a recall on 43,000 Bronco Sports and I think a couple of Escapes because some fuel injectors can crack, leak fuel into hot areas. And so their fix for this is basically a fancy funnel to direct spilled fuel away from the hot parts of the engine. And a software update that if it loses a little bit of fuel pressure, it will settle things down. Rather than just, replacing the faulty injectors.
Well, thank you, Ford, for keying it.
Well,
Quality! Job 376.
hey, I mean, replacing the faulty injectors might cost, $50 or $60, and this repair costs $23.
When?
And the amount of lawsuits that they're going to have to settle, they're still going to come out in the end.
Yeah, it's win.
That's
Remember,
like
they're applying the formula.
Yes.
That's like hey, your car's gonna catch on fire. Don't park it in your garage.
Oh, they have actually told...
Hey, your car is gonna get stolen. Park it in your garage. Hey, you can't do that. Here's a club.
Surprisingly, Ford said it's okay to park this one in the garage because when the engine's not running, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, certain other companies, they tell you not to park your car in the garage because it might spontaneously combust
and burn your house
down while you're sleeping in it.
But at the same time, the car's gonna get stolen.
To be fair,
To be fair,
Ford had a problem with their cars combusting while parked as well for quite a while.
I had one of those cars. It was recalled under that.
Yeah.
And the fix was to unplug the brake pressure switch that was causing so there's no power going to that switch.
Correct.
I never did get the replacement part.
Now,
Never
I
did.
have a car that was repaired under that recall, and it has the recall harness on it.
That
So I-
F-150 has that?
Yep.
Really?
It's even got the little tag sticking off the harness.
Yeah, like I said, I never got the replacement harness.
No.
I never got the thing. Hey, we got parts now.
Does
it was
86
basically
have
no. It was
Okay.
I forgot what years were affected.
1993 to 1998, roughly.
Something like that. So my car, the
Yeah.
Mark 8, was right smack in the middle.
Okay.
And basically what it was the brake pressure switch that was there for things like when you touch the brakes, it would unlock the converter,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
would also interrupt your cruise control and stuff like that. And basically, the little metal diaphragm in there had brake fluid on one side, and electrical connection on the other side,
And it would start to leak.
and over the time of that little diaphragm going, eventually it would crack.
brake fluid lights on fire.
Yeah, it could, so that was the thing. So yeah, basically I got the recall notice and I, went to the Ford store and they said, well, we don't have parts to fix it, so you don't have cruise control anymore. Gee, thanks.
Hey, we fixed cruise control in Sabrina's car, but now we got check engine light, so. Yay!
What's the check engine light for?
PO 175. Bank to Rich, which is cats. Well, no cats. So O2 sensor reading too much fuel because we don't have cats.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Well, because they no longer tune for that. They
What's an
won't.
easy fix?
Yeah, a person that we know has an F-150, and it did weird things and cats and stuff, and the way to fix it was long tubes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And so one of the fixes for the long tubes and everything else to avoid all of that was essentially like this little miniature catalytic converter thing.
Yeah.
You literally screw the oxygen sensor into it, and
Yeah.
yeah, it does the job.
But it's crazy because
It's a spark plug non-fouler is all it is.
yeah,
Basically.
but it's
this actually has like a little bit of a
A little
mesh.
screen on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
a little
just,
mesh.
still just
Yeah.
a spark plug non-fouler they
Yeah.
redesigned.
yeah. Well, as soon as it popped up, I was like, "Fuck!" So I read it and I'm like, PO 175. And I'm like, "Well, it's not lean, so that's great." I'm like, she's like, I'm like, "No," I'm like, "It's rich." I'm like, "It's literally, it's because you don't have cats." And she's like, "Well,
Allegedly.
the other tune." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because that other tune was written before the fucking EPA fucking EPA'd." Yeah, I'm like, now, which is crazy because our other friend Robbie has the same exact setup, but he started his tune process before the big crackdown.
Mm-hmm.
So even though
Allegedly.
Yeah, even though he has the same allegedly parts, every time he gets a revised allegedly, they're still able to allegedly turn off that emissions allegedly code.
Yes. Allegedly.
Allegedly. They won't do that with ours. But it's one of those, I clear it every other day. It pops back up, and I'm like, just fucking don't clear it. Like, it's... I'm like, it's rich. I'd rather have the car run rich
fat and happy.
than lean. It's fun. She's like, but rather it run fucking rich than lean. If it's if that was a... what is it?
Rule of thumb, want your nitrous cars like your women. Rich and retarded.
Yep.
Speaking of, though, something that might be of interest for you to watch.
Sorry.
Alex Flores.
I laughed and farted.
Yeah. Alex Flores is actually, he bought a 2012 or 2013 GT automatic.
Oh, it's the fire truck. Woo! Cue siren! Hit it! Woo!
Not today, fuckers.
Syncat short bed.
Work truck.
It is, yeah, that's work truck.
Anyway, it's gotten to the point to where, regardless of what they're responding to, they won't make any sounds until they see me on the porch going, yay! And then they'll hit every single fucking button, and I'm like,
Gotta make the kids
you.
happy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, no, Alex Flores, used to be known as YOLO Douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, like he's doing a series where he bought essentially a GT with an automatic, and he's literally doing tests. He did just testing with between just 87 and 93 fuel, and then he tested before and after with a PMAS intake, and doing stuff with a draggy, and he's kind of going through what you can.
Yeah. Oh, since these new tunes, like seriously, like the car is driving better. I reset the miles per gallon in that, and she's been getting 15 to 16 miles per gallon, where before we were getting 8 to 9. Our stock tune saved on the device is that other tune because, well, we don't have a stock tune for the car anymore. But it has come to the point to where I'm able to literally put it down to 3, 2, 1. Do all that shit, actually not throw an angry wrench, and it actually work. Cruise control works again. The shifting is hell of a lot better. Like, it is just under barely any load, just normal going as your normal. Give it more than, like, probably just a little bit less than half throttle, and then it's like it hits, and it's like, holy fuck, like, oh, okay, there you go. And it's a lot snappier, a lot more throttle response, smoother idle. It's going really fucking good. Really good. And then after 100 miles, I'm going to do a data log, send it back, and get a free revision. Well, because I did the free tunes for life and all that. Well, I went with Bama tunes. Everybody's like, man, Bama tunes. I'm like, listen.
I had a Bama tune my whole decade of my car,
Like,
and I never had a problem with it.
Exactly, and they're really conservative. Like, they're not, I could have spent an extra $200 and gone, like, on top of what I spent an extra $200 and gone with a VMP tune, but I would have only gotten one. But no, like, if I wanted a revision, if I data logged and, like, hey, I need a revision, it would have been another $150.
Right.
Bama's tunes, they aren't going to be the best performing, but it's one of those, no matter what we do, if we change anything with the car, I can be like, hey.
You call them up, tell them what you did, and they send you another tune.
And I gotta say, their customer service, fucking phenomenal. Like, that was one of the best customer service phone calls I've ever, like, literally ever had.
Service, that word.
Like, okay.
Yeah,
fine.
no, I was
Well,
always happy with Bama. I had an issue
so
with mine.
I don't piss off Brian. Let me go. Sorry, Dad.
I had an issue with mine. Like, I was 4 years after I bought mine, and it was when I was switching to the 410 gears.
Yeah.
I call them up, or I went online because I had the Tunes for Life thing, and I'm hitting the button and it's not going through, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. It's not giving me my tune. I'm logged in on my account and everything. I call them up, And they're like, yeah, we're not showing that. And I'm like, no, I have it. I promise you, I have it. I have the tuner. I have the tunes for life and everything. He goes, well, I'm not showing it on your account. I'm like, all right, hold on. Look up my old address. And he pulls it up. He goes, oh, that's weird. I mean, I'm showing the old address, but I'm not showing it on this account. I'm like, yeah, but I paid for it. He's like, yeah, no, hold on. Let me just... All right, you're all good. 5-minute phone call. It was taken care of.
Nice. Yeah, customer service. That is that's a dying thing.
Well, that's an idiom at this point.
Yeah.
Customer service? What are we talking about
That's
here?
like military intelligence.
Right.
What? Or government accountability.
Right.
What?
That doesn't exist.
Brian, balance. What?
Speaking of transmissions, too, so 10 speeds are weird.
They are.
It's hard to get used to at this point.
I've driven, like I said, I've driven one with supercharger and one without, and I've also driven a Bronco with your drivetrain in it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's just the thing never seems to know what gear it wants to be in or something.
Yeah,
it's strange.
Oh.
But I will say, when you're on it and it's rapping through them,
It's just
it's good.
It's fast and furious shifting.
Good.
Well, yeah.
Especially in sport mode. That thing's a ripper
You take that
in
one.
sport mode.
Customer service, like seriously, Bama's customer service. I was having an
Yeah, that's what he
issue.
was just talking about.
I was having an
Oh, I'm
issue to
excited.
where when I first hooked it up, like, cause I got the new RevX tuner, to where you don't have to connect it to the computer or anything like that because
Built-in Wi-Fi and all that.
our computer's fucking garbage
Junk.
and that. So I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I got this one. So you literally hook it up to your Wi-Fi, and it does all the updates from there.
Mm-hmm.
It sends all the tunes to the cloud. You just literally it's amazing.
Yep.
It's great. Well, it was doing one of the firmware updates, and all of a sudden it was like on 103, but it was like 27 to 35 minutes in, and it didn't move at all. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I was like, you know what? I'm looking at the paper and I'm reading it. And I'm like, I mean, just like, I don't want to disconnect it in case I, like, because, you know, disconnecting at
Brick the
certain
car.
points can brick car, all that. So I was like, let me call them. I was on hold, like, once I got onto the thing and told them what I needed and all that, they're like, oh, we'll get you a representative. And, well, here, we'll pour, and then I'll go back to it, so that way we can get into this.
So anyway, this is
FMB Brewing.
FMB Brewing. Keys in the Bowl. Key Lime Belgian White Ale. I'll let you read in the back of it. 'Cause
Keys
I don't
in
have
the
my
bowl.
Yeah.
Unleash a wave of refreshment with FMB's Key Lime Belgian White Ale, where Florida sunshine meets Belgian charm in a symphony of
Keys in the bowl.
citrusy
I get it.
zest. It's not just beer, it's a beach vacation in a can. Keys in the Bowl, the perfect partner for your tropical house parties.
Well, yeah, no, keys in the bowl.
Gee,
yeah.
I wonder what part of Florida they were thinking of.
Okay, I'm not clinking because
I was about to say, I don't know if we could pull off a clink with this.
with the way the
first
bar
sip.
is slightly leaning, I'm at perfect surface tension right there. I'm
Well, here, let me get in there.
I can't lift it off the
Clink.
Thank you.
Clink.
I was gonna say I
Clink.
can't lift it, so. You know, oh Jesus Christ, and it's still filled.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
I like
like-
that more.
Hey,
than
how
Key
you
Billy.
doing?
I like that more than Key Billy.
you're not wrong.
I like that more than
Hi.
Key Billy.
You're not. You're
Hello.
Not wrong. How are you?
Who
Oh
are
my
you?
God, this is yeah.
Hold on.
And I love Key Billy.
I'm.
I like this more than Key Billy. Fuck.
It's subtle, but it's perfect.
It has more lime forward, and I think that's the thing. Like you know me, I love
The lime isn't as sweet. The lime is a little
Yeah.
more of the zest and a little less of the actual pulpiness to it. The Belgian white is like super
Yep.
tame in it.
Yeah, this is a this.
Y'all
if-
know me. I love
This is
my lime
absolutely-
beers. Like
Like just close your eyes, take a
If
sip.
you took
You're
the,
on a
it-
fucking beach.
If you took the lime out of this one, this would just be a really good Belgian.
yeah.
Yes.
What's the percentage?
But bam,
Yeah,
you're on a
I
beach.
think it's only like 5% or something
well,
like that.
no,
Like,
there's nothing on
Toes
the
in the
can.
sand.
Yeah, no, there's nothing on the can about percentage.
It's like biting into a York peppermint patty. Every time I take a sip, I'm on a beach in the south of Florida.
All right.
That is
Yeah.
top notch right there.
That's yeah.
Like there's not a lot to describe there. It's just
No.
a good Belgian white with a nice key
Yep.
lime zest to it. Perfect.
That's good. Yeah. So before I forget, so I ended up calling and was on like their main interactive menu was very helpful. There's only a couple options, and then like it's like, well, if you need anything else, press 0 for an operator, and that's like, what do you need? And like, firmware updates, just need to figure this out. And then the computer's like, okay, well, we'll get the next available person. 3 to 4 minutes, guy Josh comes on, and he's like, hey, like, already, because I've registered my phone number and all that, he's like, is this Michael? I'm like, yep. We start going all the thing. I'm like, listen, it's stuck at this firmware part, like on the update. I'm like, it's been stuck here for like 35 minutes. I'm like, I know at certain parts, if you unplug stuff or do something, you can brick the computer and all that. He's like, nope. He's like, thank you for calling for that. He's like, because this can be tricky and all that. He's like, what is it doing? I'm like, it's stuck at 12%. It's been at this way for that. He's like, okay. He's like, does it say firmware update? I'm like, yes, it says firmware update 1 of 3. He's like, all right. He's like, if it's at that part, he's like, all right. I'm like, yes, and I read everything off the screen. He's like, you are okay to unplug it like that. He's like, get closer to the router, all that stuff. I'm like, triple check it. He's like, yes. Undid it, went inside, it boom, boom, boom. Well, hooked it up to a power supply. It did all this stuff. I'm like, okay. He's like, good, that's great. He's like, now go back out to the car. He's like, does it read it? I'm like, yep, it's reading up everything. He's like, well, we fixed your problem and that. He's like, you can hang up now, or he's like, I can walk you through the steps. He's like, it seems like you know what you're doing. I'm like, I'm already got you on the phone. He's like, I'm clocking out in 20 minutes anyway, so
Yeah.
if you want to stay on the phone with me, you can, and all that. So we're doing a couple of things and all that. So got the tune loaded up. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, thanks. He's like, well, I already clocked out, but we've gone this far. He's like, I'm just gonna stay on the phone with you if you don't mind. Like, he's like, you can hang up on me all you want, but let's make sure everything works and all that. So he already clocked out, told me, hey, we're done with everything that I asked him to do.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have to stay on the phone with me, but let's just make sure everything's working and all that. And we went through everything, and everything. He's like, I can hear your car going. He's like, everything reading out good. I'm like, yeah. He's like, air fuel ratio. I'm like, yep, everything's looking perfect. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, need anything? He's like, he gave me his name and that. He's like, next time you call, if you ask for me, he's like, you can ask for me, you cannot ask for me. He's like, but there's only a couple of us here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and this was at 5:30 at night, and that really, like, I haven't had customer service like that in a long time.
Yeah.
Really
we were saying earlier, like, customer service, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. No, it's one of those, like, forget trying to email or stuff like that. I'll straight up call them, like, because I know, like, you're gonna get people that are knowledgeable. Even if, like, he had one part where he had a question, and you, like, he didn't even, like, hold on, I'll put you on hold. He was like, you heard his chair roll back and be like, hey, I forgot the guy's name. We're doing this. This is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to see after this part and all that? And you hear it in the background. Okay, well, we're looking for this. So, like, they're knowledgeable in that. So I was very excited about that.
Yeah, no, their company's always been very good as far as
so I was
taking care of their customers and knowing their product.
Yeah.
Like, the guys that work there are guys that actually know what they're
yep.
talking about.
Yep. And I haven't had that happen at a lot of places, so it was very refreshing, and, like, because I had it on speakerphone and Sabrina was sitting next to me, and by the end of it, she's like, I really like that guy. I'm like, yeah, no, can I send him, like, edible arrangements or something like that? Like, he deserves it. Like, he's really good, so. But yeah, no, that made me very happy that I ended up choosing them in that. But yeah, car's running so much better. And then the Ghost Cam tune, I gotta say, the car sounded rowdy as fuck. really not that drivable. Really not that drivable, but it is a parking lot trick that I will gladly put on sitting in a fucking parking lot, because, oh my god, well, y'all heard it.
Yeah.
You might as well be a Mach-E with a Borla boombox under the back of it. Sorry.
See, but that's the thing. You're using...
It's just as fake.
No, it's not. No,
yes, it is.
No, it is not.
It is.
Because you are using... That is the stock cams. It's not doing anything else except locking the phasers in to where it is...
Yeah.
Giving you high overlap
Yeah.
on the cam.
Yeah. Which is,
But it's doing it in a
but the cams
non-performance
themselves
way.
don't have the overlap. Because even if you put actual cams with actual overlap in a Coyote, they sound like a regular Coyote.
Exactly. But it's
so
one
you're
of those-
faking it.
You put that cam in a fucking LS, yeah, you can't do anything with it. Yeah, it sounds like a fucking hog-ass cam, but can you drive it? No. You gotta full throttle it everywhere. LS got, even Vito was like, I wish I could do that to where I could sound that fucking good, and then actually flip a switch, hit the throttle, and have a reliable driving car.
So the cam chop is fake. You
Yeah.
might as well have a Borla boombox under the back of a Mach-E.
See, I argue against that or against you as well, because cam chop is cam chop. I don't care.
But it's, I don't know.
But it's the fact that it is...
But it's like
if
that,
I had a real cam making real cam chop, you can't hear it once you've stepped on the gas anyways, so I just wanted to make a choppy noise when it's idling.
It's just, it falls in the same line as having fake air scoops and everything else. It's fake, so why bother?
My car came from the my Mustang came from the factory with fake air scoops.
Yeah.
So
I know, and
I'm okay with that.
But like I said,
it was installed from the factory with fake stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, I know
put
why
some
they
more
did.
fake stuff on.
But I know they did. But I'm just like, I can't.
I like boob implants.
They're technically real though.
No,
You
they're
like
not.
what?
I like boob implants.
Bolt-on boobs.
Oh.
Hey,
It's the same thing.
I played with plastic toys when I was a kid. There's no reason to stop now.
So, my car can't shop at fucking idle?
It's fake. It's fake.
So we're a lot of boobs.
Yeah, it's fake.
I still want to play with them.
I'm still playing with them, but no, it's...
It still sounds really fucking good. Like, seriously, did it not sound fucking good?
sounds good.
Like, oh my god.
If it was actual cams, it would sound good for actual cams.
It's actual cams. Like, they are actual cams. I got 4 of them. I got
but
4 actual cams
You
in the
have
motor.
3 more cams than most guys.
Exactly. And they're doing the same exact thing. All they did was lock the phasers into a certain position. If you unlock the phasers, yes, it'll run
I
like
wonder
an
if they
LFA.
make ghost cams for a 2.3 EcoBoost.
No.
They need to.
No, they don't. Because trust me, the Focus would have one.
Because I want that thing to brap a 4-banger
For the
brap.
love of God, do not uncork your exhaust.
Come on!
So-
no,
do
I'm not
not
going to.
uncork
So-
your
I know.
exhaust.
I know.
How many miles do you have on it?
It's got 65,000.
Look, if
give
look,
it
if-
another 20,000, and it'll start to do that at idle, because your valves are completely coated with carbon. That's why mine does the wonderful.
Well, I'm gonna fix that.
Yeah. No. If you
There's-
go to
there's
fix that,
easy way to fix that.
yeah, it's called walnutting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to do that, let me know, because I'll come over and we can fuck up our cars together.
Okay.
Cool.
and get a catch can.
Yeah. No, I really need it.
No, it needs a catch can for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it is. That's all the problems with the DI motors. But anyway, so
We need to
others.
go on ahead and make that announcement too. We haven't spoken about that on the show yet.
Spoken about what?
My whole change.
Oh.
So, if anybody's familiar
Chris
with...
is going on to meth injection.
Yes! so I've gone boosted, and no, I haven't boosted the Mustang. I traded the Mustang in. The blue Mustang is gone. It lives on in a video in our past.
A fairly recent video.
And it lives
I was
on
gonna say,
in
I
a
was
recent
the only- I
video
think I
where
was the
Brian
only
was
one that
driving it.
I think I was the only one that didn't drive it.
No,
I didn't drive it. I never got to drive it.
Did Dan drive it?
Dan didn't drive it either.
I thought Dan did when y'all did the suspension.
No, that was me driving.
Oh, okay.
That was just me.
Yeah, Dan was
So-
Dan was filming.
You are the only other person besides me and my father that ever drove that car when I owned it.
I'm so happy that you told me that your dad got to drive the car, though.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the Mustang is gone. I've traded it in. If anybody's looking for it, if you're interested in purchasing it, Palm Chevrolet in Ocala might have it for sale.
I looked today and I didn't see it.
Feel free to give them a call and see if it's available.
Because I thought about that.
I am the proud owner of a 2019 Lariat Ranger FX4 package. Very happy with the truck. Very happy with my purchase.
The color almost looks like DSG.
I will be covering
darker.
the,
It just needs a little
the
bit
truck
more basic.
section of
Yeah.
Pints and Pistons from now on.
No, you still have that truck. So
I still have Dad Truck. I'll never get rid of Dad Truck unless I get it back to you guys. Which that's always going to be the truth. It might have a coyote in it before you get it back, but
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about that.
right.
It could have the straight six with Offenhauser stuff on it with a single turbo.
No,
and
it needs coyote. It just needs to be coyote swapped. Because that's going to be my toy.
Yeah.
And that's that was the whole idea. The Ranger is just my daily. It's just for us to have a comfortable vehicle to go camping and take trips in and do stuff with. I'm not going to modify this.
You gotta let me know about towing capacity and all that with it because, well, as we've talked about many times, Sabrina wants something so that way we can get a camper and all that. But I've told her we're not trading her car in because also, fuck that, we own it. No,
towing capacity 7,500 pounds across the board on the Ranger. Whatever package it's got, it'll do 7,500 pounds. As long as it's got the tow package. They're great towing vehicles.
She wants SUV, and with SUV, I told her you're either getting a Durango RT, because either we're having V8 Brabble, or Explorer ST, because I ain't doing base model Explorer. It's either we're gonna go fast or go fast, and towing, go fast. Understand?
V8 Sequoia is the other option.
She wants something new. That was one of my options. I was like,
a V8 Sequoia with 250,000 miles on it that runs like a brand new car.
Yeah, this just broke in.
Those are ones I looked at actually.
yeah. And same thing with the big Lexuses and that, and I'm like, look here, it's a Land Cruiser, but
Yeah.
no, it's a Land Cruiser.
They are.
And literally we've passed by 4 of them in town with fucking overlanding shit and all that. She's like, what is it? I'm like, it's a fucking Land Cruiser.
Yep.
No, it's the Lexus. It's a fucking Land
No,
Cruiser.
it's a Toyota Land Cruiser with a special
With an L-
badge.
with an
on
L
it.
badge on the front of it.
This thing right here will outperform any SUV on the entire fucking
We know
planet
someone
right now.
who has a Lexus, but in the end, it's just a fancy RAV4.
Uh-huh.
The Lexus is a Toyota Land Cruiser with an L on the front of it. That's
Yep.
all it is.
Hell, even a RAV4.
Speaking of that, several months ago, me and Two Legs were walking around at Cars and Coffee, and I glanced and I saw shape Land Cruiser, got closer to it, Lexus badge, right-hand drive.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I'm like, whoa.
Lexus never came right hand.
That's exactly what I said. I'm walking up and I'm looking at this thing, and I'll get around and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, this thing's got a turbo diesel in it. Okay, Lexus doesn't do turbo diesels in the U.S., and these things aren't called Lexuses in Japan, they're just Toyotas. And I start walking around the back, and then I see Land Cruiser badge, and I was like, okay, it is a Japanese market Land Cruiser, what the hell was the Lexus stuff on there? And as we're walking back around, the owner of the car comes up, and I was like,
Explain.
I was like, please enlighten me. He said, it was this way when I got it. Just like people here will M badge a non-M car,
Yep.
or AMG badge a non-M car, or they will get JDM Skyline
Yep.
badges
And
for
put it
their
on- yeah.
G35 or G37. He said in Japan,
They
he says
USDM.
people will order the USDM parts to throw on their JDM
Yeah,
cars.
right. Well, that's why
Because it's different. It's
Because it's different. And
Right,
he
You
ended
can't
up...
buy a Lexus in Japan.
Like I
so
said,
they-
so he ended up importing a Land Cruiser with a Lexus badging on
Yep.
it. And I was like, oh.
Well, it's like everybody with the Civic will, now we're going away from body. Like, thank God we're actually going back to body kits, which I fucking love. But for that one time, it was this was the JDM bumper. This was all that, and then you had all like the different shit. because you
Well, like
didn't
people putting
have it.
Sylvia parts in S13s.
Yeah.
Building, kind of
Yeah,
building, not really a Salady because we didn't get the 180s,
Yeah.
but
But
blah, blah,
doing
blah, blah, blah.
that,
Well,
but,
it's like with the German cars, like, so the E30s, right? To get a set of Euro spec metal bumpers for the early E30s, you're spending as much as you spent on the car to get them.
yeah, but you're balling.
But you're balling because they look so much
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Because we had the U.S. 5-mile-an-hour bumper regulation here on the early E30s, and they look like trash. But you get those beautiful chrome, thin chrome bumpers from the Euro spec cars. Oh man!
When we're done with this, I'm going to look up some stuff. Keep your laptop open. I'm going to look up some stuff. So my first car was a 76 Celica GT liftback.
Uh-huh.
76, that means it was, 75 and newer, so it had the 5-mile-an-hour safety bumpers, but I was
and
in high
Cadillac
school.
converters.
And we didn't have the internet because Al Gore hadn't invented it yet, so I had no idea how cool that car really could look.
Uh-huh.
The coming around on the internet and everything, I then saw what that car looked like outside of the U.S.
Yep.
God damn it!
Yep.
That's
It's like the Porsches and stuff, right? You look at the U.S. spec Porsches and you're like, ugh.
No. The worst offender was the Countach.
Yes.
yeah,
with the
God.
weird
Fucking
bumper thing on the
Yeah,
front. That
those
was the
weird,
absolute
like,
worst.
the bullhorn
gumball
thing sticking
rally.
up.
Yes.
The fucking spoiler on top of a. It's like, why did it have a spoiler? No, that's for pedestrians' knees.
Yeah, that's the minimum bumper height requirement right
Yeah.
there. But anyway,
United States vehicle laws and their
are
nonsense.
dumb.
Talking about the United States. Let's go
Regional.
into our-
Like I said, what once was a very regional thing.
Yeah, is now a very international thing because NASCAR now goes everywhere and that. But what's the name of the fucking
North
racetrack?
Wilkesboro.
So this track, which coming up in not that many days, is having the NASCAR All-Star Shootout there.
Which I have to go on a rant here. That used to be called the Winston. That's
Yeah.
what that race was always
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
But political correctness demands we can't have nice things anymore, so
Well,
that's
also,
went away. And,
you apparently you can't smoke anymore.
yeah. But anyway,
So they're doing some remodeling. Sorry, Chris. Sorry. I know.
You're fine.
Sorry.
No, you're good, bud.
we triggered Chris.
Sorry.
You said the word. Now I
just-
need a gum.
I just triggered Chris.
You said the word. Now I need a gum.
So they're starting some refurbishing at the track
Because they haven't raced on it in years.
yeah.
That was one of the tracks that they decided to abandon in favor of courting a new audience that's not really sticking around at the expense of older, much more devoted NASCAR people
Hold on,
that
we're
are
gonna
no
get
longer
into
watching,
that in a minute.
Yeah.
that are no longer watching their shit show.
So,
Not that I would know anything about that.
but it's one of those. They started to do some stuff, and they're like, "Oh, there's this empty void underneath, literally the front stretch grandstands. We think it's a sinkhole. We need to repair this."
Well,
It wasn't a sinkhole.
well, back in the day, it was always rumored. NASCAR got its start.
Well, it wasn't rumored. That's literally how NASCAR
Well,
got its start.
no, not the rumored part. No, the Wilkesboro thing is the rumored part.
Yeah.
But had NASCAR got its start from bootleggers, running from the revenuers.
Yep.
And they would soup up their cars to be faster
Than the
the
cops.
revenuers. Well,
And then everybody was like,
This
"My
guy-
car's faster."
this guy running moonshine.
Brian,
he had-
my car's faster than yours.
let's race.
Exactly.
And that's basically how.
How
that-
NASCAR started.
And these first races, these first races were not on the beach at Daytona, though a lot of people think the first races were. That was the first sanctioned races.
Yeah.
But the first races, they would literally go out to a they would clear a field, plow a track into it on dirt,
Let's go.
and then they would race.
Yeah.
So it basically went from them racing, essentially doing redneck toge racing, to racing in a field, and it just sort of built upon everything like that. And then you have dirt short tracks, eventually asphalt short tracks.
And I mean,
Racing on
but
the beach,
you literally
Daytona.
had, in those early NASCAR years, you had some of them that actually got
Their
arrested.
day jobs were running moonshine.
And you had a couple of, I forgot their names, but you had a couple of them that actually got arrested for running shine.
yeah. Junior Johnson and,
Yeah,
and all those groups.
Junior Johnson,
and
like,
all those
literally got arrested for running shine before a race.
Yeah, like
Before a fucking actual, and at that
like
point,
they were
when it
racing
was
Saturday
NASCAR,
night, but Thursday night they
He
were
got
hauling ass
arrested.
down the mountain
Yeah.
running shine. Like, and that went on for a long time. So it had been rumored that under the front stretch grandstands at North Wilkesboro Speedway, that there was a shine making operation going on underneath there. Like, you know,
and it was a rumor since the early
decades.
50s.
Like, this rumor has been
Since the
around
early
for
50s.
decades.
Yeah.
And anyway, they started. They found a void under those grandstands, and obviously they don't want people to fall through them. So they started excavating to see what was going on, and they think
They found.
they
the
think they
moonshine.
have found.
Because it is not a sinkhole. It is
It's
a
built.
full-on. They're like, we have found a cavern that does have
They haven't.
3 exterior walls
They
that
haven't,
are
they haven't found any.
exterior
They
walls.
yeah, they haven't found any actual
Stills. And they haven't found where someone would enter from. But it is not a sink. It is not a.
It's man-made.
It is
Yeah,
man-made.
yeah, it's not natural.
definitely-
It's
Yeah, it's definitely
nothing
man-made.
And they
natural.
might not find the entrance. They might not find any stills in there because they've probably been long since cleared out.
But it's the
Yeah.
fact of they're like, there is
It's
3
it's-
walls that are a perfectly made walls.
Yeah, so it's
And this hole's here.
basically what it's doing is it's really lending a whole bunch of. It's taking it from myth busted to
Every myth possible.
heavily myth
Myth
plausible.
possible, right.
Like it's really getting there. So I mean, that is a cool part of. I mean, so when you look at racing history, especially racing history in the U.S. and how things started, that is a really cool find.
But the greatest thing about it is the fact that it's coming up to a NASCAR race and all that, and I think people have lost sight on how NASCAR started. Like
They certainly have.
That is how NASCAR started. It was literally a grassroots. My car's faster than yours. My car's faster than yours. Can we beat the law? Yeah, I can beat the law. Let's go. Let's run it. Let's go. Like that. That was like that era's no prep.
Right.
Type deal.
These
That
are
was-
the rules. You lose the race, you lose your ride.
Yeah, and at that point,
Well,
you literally lost it to the fucking cops.
And I mean, I've said for years, I mean, real NASCAR died with Earnhardt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He was the last of the
old guard.
Southern good old boy, old
Well, I
guard
mean, it's one of those. The
that
king is.
embodied the real spirit of NASCAR.
Luckily,
you know,
the king is still alive. But like around, But when Earnhardt
But also
died-
too, like even when the announcing crew, like when Dale Jarrett Sr. was no longer announcing races.
Mhm.
I mean, every time you watch a broadcast and Dale Jarrett Sr. was up in the booth, you were just like, we are listening to an absolute Southern gentleman.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same
Well,
thing.
and
It's the same
what
thing with Darrell Waltrip. I mean, it was sad to see him go too. Because,
What I mean by that is, up until the early 2000s, NASCAR racing was racing. It was all right. Here's your 35 cars. Here's your track. Run them as hard as you can.
43.
43 cars.
43 cars, however many, but run them as hard as you can.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody wrecks, we're gonna throw a yellow flag. But other than that,
You go for it.
go for it. Fast forward to today.
You have stages.
First off, they now have race stages. They have
Which
dumb.
sucks.
pre-planned cautions.
Dumb.
They have, and then there was a lot of controversy through the late 2000s and all through the 2010s.
Remember the car of tomorrow that
Of-
sucked?
The debris cautions.
Yep.
Where they would go, oh, there's debris on track, yellow flag, yellow flag.
It was a
what
water
was
bottle.
really happening was the field was getting too spread out,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they wanted to bunch it back together because they wanted some interesting racing to
Yep.
happen. That is not what the fans wanted to see.
No.
The fans wanted to see you leave things alone and let the race happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the more you meddled with it, the more you pushed
Yep.
the fans away. The more you pushed the fans away, the more you meddled, thinking that meddling was
Stage
gonna-
racing sucks.
And
The new cars are horrible.
Bring
I haven't-
back the days where the guys could cheat a little bit.
I haven't watched a race in 20 years.
I
haven't watched a
have you
NASCAR
seen
race
the
in over 20
picture
years.
of Dale Senior's car getting? He's on the tech weigh-in and all that stuff. He's got his foot.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
right underneath, and just slightly lifting up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because there was
slightly
that,
lifting up.
there was that 20 pounds of buckshot in the frame rail that you needed to get rid of.
Just
Yeah.
slightly.
My favorite-
lifting,
my
like,
favorite
literally
story
just
about that-
slightly lifting up.
Was the steel shot being loaded into the frame rails and then figuring out trap doors to make it dump to the inside of the track while they're racing.
Oh,
And the way that they got away with that for years was the trap door was the jacking point on
Yeah.
the car. So they'd put it into tech and they'd put it up on a jack and they'd be looking everywhere going, where the hell's this trap door? The whole time the lift arm
Yeah.
is sitting on it and they could never see it. That
the
was
best
beautiful.
one, though. Smoky Eunuch was the absolute best one.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
Well,
So there- so-
the acid bath
Not the-
fucking cars.
They did that in SCCA racing, too. So,
yeah, but they also did
there-
that in NASCAR
I
too.
heard a story about that one in the SCCA. It was kind of funny. But anyway, so Smoky Eunuch. So one of the things he did was the 7.8 Chevelle.
Oh, and
Uh-huh.
yeah. Smoky Eunuch was fucking.
The other thing that he did
mastermind.
was he was getting way better fuel mileage than everybody else.
Uh-huh.
So they kept tearing his car down and inspecting the fuel tank. And one time, after the race, they inspected the car. He ripped the fuel tank out to measure it. And they're like, it's good, fine, you can go.
Started it up.
He didn't even grab the fuel tank and put fuel in the car. Literally got in it, fired it up, and drove it away. He was using the roll cage tubing
Yes. The
carry-
roll cage tubing was full of fuel.
to carry
The
extra
reason
fuel.
why? 2 gallons. 2 gallons could fit into tubing in the fuel cage.
Well,
or
that
in
was the
roll
thing
cage.
was
And
they
it's
had
like,
regulations as to how long the fuel
Fuel line.
line could be. They never specified
Exactly.
how big the
Now,
fuel line
also,
could be.
now we-
So this dude's running a fuel hose that's this big around.
but also through the entire
He was
fucking
literally
roll
using
cage.
sections of the roll cage
as
as
a fuel line.
fuel line.
So you had 2 to
2
3
gallons.
gallons.
So there was
in the
another
fucking fuel
there was
cage.
another instance in the 90s where Jeff Gordon's car, Ray Evernham, they built a car. What did they name that thing? The Chrome Illusion car that they sent to the Winston. T-Rex.
Oh, yeah,
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
T-Rex. They named this car T-Rex, and they debuted it at the Winston.
And everyone's watching this car go
This
around the
thing is
track, and
going-
this thing is drifting the corners.
This
all
thing
the
is
way
doing
around.
stuff that no other car was doing, and they basically came at him and they said, "It passes tech. We don't want to see this car again."
Right.
Like, basically,
Yeah.
some new rules were written because of
Yeah,
that
they
car.
came out and went, you technically passed tech this time.
Next week,
Don't bring it next week, because we're making all of these things
this
illegal.
car's going to be
Yeah.
illegal next week.
Here, I'll get
So, like I said, there was a time when there was still some of that going on, but not anymore.
That was some of the best racing.
Yeah, but like and then
Mark Martin, like you even bring up Mark Martin.
but then, like I said, there's also weird stuff like the exhibition race they did at Suzuka.
Well, look what
Mark
just happened
Martin,
last year.
Mark Martin is still to this day the only NASCAR driver to set an official qualifying time in an official race in the rain on rain tires.
Yep.
Suzuka, 1997.
No, that's changed. They
They-
just did a
Okay,
NASCAR
on the-
race on rain tires.
Okay.
Because I just saw a post about it that was like a joke post. It was like, this just in, NASCAR uses tires in the wet and no one died.
Huh. Well, like I said, I haven't watched a race in over 20 years, so.
But like, look what just happened with the one they sent out to the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
That's not exactly a NASCAR.
Not exactly, but it is a NASCAR.
It is, but it isn't.
It is. I mean, I know they've made a
That-
bunch of changes to it.
That
to
I'm gonna
make
say,
it a
I'd say if they
24-hour
tried
car.
to bring that car to a NASCAR road course, it would fail tech spectacularly.
Correct. But it passes tech for the 24 hours.
Yeah, they made it past tech for that exhibition class they were running, and
Right.
that thing was fucking fast.
Like, that thing was slingshot engaged around GTP prototype cars.
Yeah, like that thing was legitimately
That was
fast.
awesome.
Okay, and that kind of reminds me of a kind of a memory. Like me and Mike and Two Legs went to Sebring a few years ago, and I gotta tell you, man, they're next to the Ford GTs, and we did the pit road walk and all that kind of stuff. Those cars were amazing. They're fast. They look super cool. Sound like ass. The cars that absolutely sounded the gnarliest was the Corvette team.
Yep.
Like when those things went by on the track at full song, like when we went to the Sunset Straight leading into 17A and B, like where we were at, they were pretty much full song, and then they were braking. So we heard them like just about to hit limiter when they went by. Those cars sounded like a Norse berserker landing on your shores and about to level your village and take all your women. That's what that car sounded like. So rowdy sounding thing. I'm like, okay, I'm not much of a Corvette guy, but goddamn, those things are badass.
Well, it's like that, I think it's the Cadillac.
Yeah.
That is the hybrid setup, and it's coming out of the pits, and it's on an electric motor, and then it lights off the motor halfway down pit lane, and it's like,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit!
Well,
Like
cars,
something changed there.
But one of the cars that was the absolute loudest though was the 911s that was right in the pits below us.
Excuse me.
Every time you'd hear those cars pull in, you'd hear the air going. They would drop that car off the jacks. As soon as the tires hit the ground, it would fire up and immediately
Red line.
rev limiter.
And
then as soon as they pulled out, it would drop down to pit speed limiter. But even where we were inside of a building over top of that thing, they were the loudest goddamn things ever.
My butthole I was on the toilet in this fancy suite because, we had a fancy toilet in there. And I'm like, huh, what was that? It was a Porsche.
So I don't know if you're supposed to hard pour this, but it is a nitro stout.
It's in a can. I'm going to say probably...
Yeah, probably not.
Only left hand says that, so I'm doing a super soft pour.
Yeah,
You
no
want to
hard
come
pour
join?
required.
You want to come join my super soft birthday party?
I did have a really good birthday party for that. Do you want a hat? I still have some hats. Oh. It looks like a...
So it's definitely dark. So this beer,
I don't.
So
Okay.
I should say that your better half was the one that.
Yep.
And the beer that I got, I found at the same store that she found these at. She said it was a pretty cool place. So last time I was up there, I checked it out, and indeed, it's not a huge selection, and there was a lot of stuff on the shelf that we already had. But like I said, it was a really nice place. I think it was called the Perfect Pour, right on 34th, or 121 in Gainesville, just before you get to the.
I gotta say, this afternoon when we went to Publix, there is like 4 new beers that Publix had from breweries that we have had before.
Really?
That once I get paid on Monday, I'm gonna probably go buy it's a 4-pack and it's $28.
Oh damn!
But it's haven't seen it and it looks really good.
Alright, so what we've got here is a company called Tripping Animals Brewing, and this is the Sugar, the 5% ABV Nitro Stout with cacao nibs.
Cacao!
And we have no real read-in on this, other than that. It just says nitrogenated for smoothness.
It's from
So-
Dora.
Sugar
From where?
Nitro
Doral?
Stout.
I said
Doral, Florida. Yep. So local Florida brewer.
Alright, so it's basically me when I let the dogs out, I trip them.
Very weird logo. Tripping Animals Brewing.
Yeah, but this horse does not appear to be tripping.
Nope.
No, he is.
Ah,
he is.
nah,
Look-
he's tripping,
Look
man.
at it. Look at that
Look at
saggy eye.
Look at
that
that
saggy eye.
face, man. He tripping.
Oh, he's tripping
Yeah,
balls.
He definitely
okay.
tripping.
Yeah, you're.
He ate the wrong hay.
So,
Or the-
Again, also, I can't lift it up, so... This part of the bar leans.
It does a little bit.
So, and I'm literally at surface tension, so... there's something there.
I get a little coffee going on.
A little toasty coffee.
I get really dark cocoa,
Yeah.
like unsweetened cocoa.
Yeah.
No, there's something else. There's something else.
The gum throws it off for me, unfortunately.
I'm not getting that. Very low
Oh yeah,
carbonation.
because you don't have a gum in your
The gum.
mouth.
Ah,
Yeah, low carbonation is like a Guinness on that point.
Yeah.
But
Very
What?
smooth.
What?
Extremely smooth. Like velvet smooth.
no,
This
it's
is-
one of those. It like on that aspect, it reminds me of a Guinness. Like,
Yeah,
I think this
up
is
out.
actually a little less carbonation than a Guinness.
But there's. What is that? It's something on the back of the tongue, on the back finish of it. Like you get the cocoa, you get all that, but there's like a slight tartness.
That's like a coffee tart. Like a little bit of a bitterness, like a coffee bitterness.
That's what it is. It's actual like the bean
Yeah.
bitter.
Like an acidic kind of
Yeah.
tartness to it. Not bad.
No,
it's
no,
not
but
very good.
It definitely
It's not a
does-
dry finish. It's not a super.
No, the
wet
finish
finish.
is full on, like you
And
said,
what I
it's
like-
acidic. It is
What I
acidic.
really like about this is it's 5%.
Yeah.
It's not like
can enjoy these.
Yeah, it's not smacking you in the face with like high octane
And
alcohol.
but it doesn't also seem to be sitting heavy.
right,
Yeah.
not heavy.
It's not
Like
it. Yeah.
I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
It's a dark light.
If
like-
you
Yeah,
if you like a stout, if you like a Guinness or something like that, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely
Extremely smooth
definitely
and flavorful.
filling wise, it's lighter than a Guinness because I mean, you drink a pint of Guinness and I mean I love Guinness, but it's one of those you feel like you ate a loaf
I need
of bread.
I need to sit back a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I need to just
I mean, I
just-
love it, but the same thing with Guinness, it's not high alcohol stuff
Yeah.
like that, but it's one of those.
Well,
you
also
get
too.
that-
Okay, well, also too, as far as the Guinness thing is sitting heavy for us because our favorite pub, Pine Street Pub in Inverse, by the way, we have the Mug Club. So
we get 22 ounces. Of it.
when we order a Guinness, it's not a pint. It's not 12 ounces. 16, it's 22 ounces
well,
of hell
pint
yeah.
16.
22 ounces of hell yeah, brother.
Right.
Okay, like I said, so it's not like going to any regular restaurant and house that will have a 12-ounce glass or any place that just serves a pint glass for everybody else. We're getting, when we buy our Guinness, we get a little bit more, so it does tend to sit a little heavier. But yeah, this is something that I can just sit there and just enjoy by itself.
This would be great
Nice.
with bangers and mash.
Ooh.
Bangers and mash, shepherd's
Stir
pie,
fry.
a good ribeye, a roast beef.
The
Corned
Italian
beef.
roast beef sub.
Or
No. There's one you have to try over there. It's called the capo.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
Oh,
it's, it's the
Italian beef.
It's the Italian beef sandwich with the sausages and the provolone.
yeah.
And all
So
that.
the Italian
dude.
beef is actually
Oh, dude.
slow cooked in the crock pot with Miller Lite.
Yeah,
And
Oh
that-
God.
like
and
I said,
for
it's
8
I gotta
ounces.
get over there.
yeah, like I said, it's the Italian beef sandwich, but it's also got the Italian sausage and the provolone and all that stuff on there.
Over there.
Dude,
Also, this
Dude.
month's burger of the month is a Sloppy Joe one, and
really?
yes,
Well, I will be
Yes.
finding that out in a few
And-
short days.
Oh well, me too. With
So, yeah,
that, and
yeah, when-
also
so, yeah,
we're
when's-
going to
as-
Mr. Nicholas's house.
That's what the email says. I don't know anything about
know,
this. Like I
I
said,
know.
I legit.
Sorry guys, this is a side tangent from that. But yeah, no, and I told her about that, and she's like, "Wait, we're going to she's like, not Shane's house." I'm like, "No, like
No,
it
because
says-
Shane lives out near me.
I know, and that's why I was like, "No," and she's like, "I'm like, no, it
He
says
said,
Mr.
We're going to Mr.
Nicholas's."
N's house.
And I'm like, she's like, "No, we're not." I'm like, "It says we're going to Mr. Nicholas's house."
Dude, I was
And I'm
almost,
like,
I was
for
almost,
a special
I was,
presentation.
I was almost 10 years into the club before I met Mr. Nicholas.
Uh-huh.
For a while, I thought he was like made up.
yeah.
I thought he was a figment of somebody's imagination.
Thought that was like the gimmick of the fucking dealership
Yeah, but
was,
then-
hey, yeah, it's Nicholas Ford. Yeah, no, it's Mr. Nicholas. He's Saint Nick. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like-
he's an actual fucking old guy. Here he is.
Uh-huh.
Apparently,
Thing is, though, here's the thing. I have something in common with both Richard Garrett and Mr. Nicholas.
you're a jackass.
That too. I've driven a Model T.
yeah. But this monthly club meeting
is something different.
Apparently, we're meeting at the Ford dealership like we always do.
And then we're driving to Mr. N's house. I have
Actually,
no idea what's going on.
to Mr. Nicholas's house.
I have no idea what's going on.
Which is
like,
scary.
I'm just at this point.
But
I'm
also,
just at this point.
I
I'm
want
just
to see how fancy his fucking house is.
at this
right?
point. I'm just.
Can
I'm
I take a shit in your bathroom?
I'm just intrigued.
Can I?
At this point, I'm just intrigued. By the way, the beer list is updated.
Yeah, but
We have got to find a way to make the beer list publicly available for everybody. But the last time I tried that,
they could edit it.
no, they couldn't edit it. But even I couldn't edit it from my phone. That when I made it publicly available, but only Pints and Pistons could edit it, it didn't restrict it to just us as Pints and Pistons. It restricted it to my laptop computer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that doesn't work for us because we all need to be able to see it. And
We might need to do like screenshots type deal.
I'm almost
Screenshots don't work because it's so long.
I'm almost thinking about starting a second list that is just public, and then I can just edit both of them. You know, like
I
I
don't
said,
know how computers work. So.
but like I said, I figure if I make a separate one that is just strictly publicly viewable but not edited, they can't edit it.
Right.
I can edit it on my laptop. Then we could post the link up on all of our stuff, and then people could see all the beers that we've had.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, another good thing. Did just order 30 new decals. So.
Oh, you did get them.
Well, they're being made. I still.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. You did go ahead and put the order in.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah,
No, we got the invoice in. I still need to pay Chris and that, but other Chris.
Yeah, just let us know. We will.
But it's one of those. We got 30 new decals coming. Sadly, you can't buy them from our website, pintsandpistons.net, but you can buy other merchandise from our website, pintsandpistons.net. T-shirts, mugs,
pint glasses,
bags,
Although,
razor black shirts.
I do think the logo on the pint glass is a little bit too big.
Okay, well we can change it. It's
saying.
like literally I can do
Just
that.
saying.
I don't even know if anybody's bought shit from there lately. Anyway, because Sabrina does all that. But we will have new decals for the cars. So at that point, it'll be.
Use the face balls or use the email to
use the face balls. Get at us. We'll
contact us directly at 352-476.
yeah. No, we'll figure that shit out. But yeah. No.
Oh, we forgot to discuss the other thing in the room. Dan has passed away. Moving on.
Oh shit, he did?
How sad.
Yes.
Anyway,
moving on.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Nah, Dan couldn't be here tonight because he had some family obligations to go to, so that's why it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at a
Dan is doing the dad thing.
He's doing dad stuff. He's doing so much dad
He said
stuff.
needs a couple for the gasser. Oh, you will absolutely get some stickers for the gasser, my friend.
Yeah, and I will sell them to you at face value.
That reminds me, I gotta find another +5 horsepower sticker.
You do.
Because that has to go on the...
You put 2 of our stickers on your car.
That's 100 horsepower, man.
No, it's got to be the actual +5 horsepower.
That's the one he had on the bird one.
I know.
+5 horsepower.
But you put 2 Pints and Pistons ones. That's
like
4
100.
extra pistons.
That's
4
like 100.
extra pistons.
Does that make it a V8?
Yes.
It does.
Well then.
Well,
Exactly.
I don't know about a V8, but it makes it an 8.
It makes it 8 cylinders.
It makes it an 8.
Somewhat.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's Chris's birthday.
It's
Happy
my birthday.
dear Chris.
Oh my
Happy
god.
birthday to you.
It's all for you.
Just for the record, I had no idea about this. So
Also, I don't eat cake, so it's all you.
Oh god.
please don't. Hold on though.
Got it?
With what this is tasting like,
I don't know. This would go really well together.
that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm not a big. I'm not
Where
a
the
big.
fuck's the candles?
Because I'm not a. We don't have.
There was no way to put candles in that.
We have
I know
candles.
there's some
Hold on.
plates.
Blow it out, Chris. Blow it out. Okay.
Blow it out, Chris. Blow it out.
Hey,
Oh
we're
yeah, pardon.
Thank you guys.
I'm kind of thinking though,
You're welcome.
the way this tastes, you have to try this.
Ooh, okay.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to try
try
it.
a sip of
Oh
that.
god, don't try that fart.
Oh, that's good. Is that the one I brought?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
very good.
this one that I found,
Oh, that was so good too.
Is better than
One
his.
one of
One
my
that he
one of my
likes.
favorite beers that we've ever done on the show. One that when I could find it, I would always grab it and throw it in my
Key
fridge.
Billy.
Was Key Billy Island Ale.
Uh huh.
Beats it.
Is it?
This is
Yep.
just a little
Oh, you guys
better.
didn't
Yep.
save any of that, did you?
don't know,
There's
can't-
one of that left. Yeah.
It might be going home with me because I like it so
Yeah,
much.
we're gonna have to go back and get more of
I'll
that.
go back.
Like I said, I did find this one there, so and I think there's a couple more of them on the shelf. Hopefully
Okay.
someone's on.
Yeah,
But anyway,
next time you're at that, because it came from
Oh,
that
it's
same
right by
store.
work. Yeah.
yeah, like I said, it came.
Keys in the bowl. If they've got
Thanks.
another
Okay.
4-pack of that,
Okay.
grab that.
All right.
Yeah, because it was like I said, this one's really
Well, since all of y'all are out here, what do we have next? The fucking auction car.
good. Oh,
Oh,
Oh God.
Like, I don't know.
oh.
What do we have next?
Mike wants to know how the chickens are doing.
They're doing good.
They're
all
growing.
three
They're,
of them
they're
are
growing.
tomatoes.
They're growing fantastic
yeah, they're
tomatoes.
growing great tomatoes. Also, I have 82 eggs at work that are going to be made into chickens.
Really?
Yeah. So the teacher is going to bring them home. We're gonna figure out what are hens, what are roosters, and then we're gonna get a certain number of hens. The roosters are gonna go to her neighbor who does rooster things for them. And yeah, so we'll have a bunch of probably July. We'll have a bunch of new chickens.
Do better this time.
We'll see.
dual chickens maybe.
Oh God, Tippy will eat them.
No, our
We'll-
dogs
we'll
will
have
eat
to-
them too.
Dogs will
Trust
eat
me.
them too.
Trust me.
We'll have to
Right.
put
I
them
mean,
in
we
a
need
separate
coop.
place.
We
Hey,
need
lady,
food.
lady got Sophia.
She's fine.
Yeah,
alive.
she's fine. She's great. She's fine, but she is missing a bunch of. It was my fault. It's my fault. My fault. My fault.
Anyway, Mike, to answer your question, the chickens are doing fine and they're growing amazing tomatoes.
Yeah, and Sophia's just missing a couple feathers.
Alright.
What she
so,
knows about.
All right,
the
you
cash
guys.
car is right. And
All right, you guys go over there I can
alright,
bring
we're
this up
looking at a Lexus here.
without y'all seeing the price.
An SC300.
Oh, I'm included on this?
Oh yeah, you came out here just in time.
Oh.
I was gonna say I'm staying over here, so.
Okay, so what I have here is a mostly unmodified 1992 Lexus SC300. Has 152,000 miles, 3-liter inline 6, 4-speed automatic. It's a coupe, sandstone beige metallic, the ultimate automotive camouflage. It does
Yep.
have a ding in the fender. It's got
But not in the rear bumper. Oh, fuck! It
honestly,
is in the
see
rear
that?
bumper.
no, it's in the quarter panel right behind the arch.
Oh,
But
okay.
honestly, like I said, PDR could take care of that.
Sunroof.
It's got some wear on the driver's seat, some of the trim. It's got it's got rock chips in it and stuff like that. But it's a complete car. It's got some oil leak. It's got some fluids leaking somewhere, but that just means rust prevention.
Got a high idle. What is that like? 1,300, 1,400 RPM.
Yeah, maybe. As like I said, you can see it's rust protected under there.
Yes. The external lubrication system. I mean, okay.
Hit the limit.
Whatever that is, it sounds
But I mean,
good.
like look at the headlights. Either new or they've been well cared for.
so I
It
mean,
does-
the
it does have-
Lexus-
it does have-
Lexus Supra.
So this is also known as the Toyota Soarer in
Yep.
Japan. Although the Soarer could get the turbo and the digital
Yeah, but
dash.
you know what? The funny thing is, they have the same exact wheel lug pattern as a SM95 New Edge, so you can put.
Oh yeah, you can do some sweep swaps.
Oh, you can put Terminator wheels on it. As the first time I saw one of these right-hand drive was early with Terminator wheels on it.
You know what wheel? You know what Mustang wheel would actually look good on there? 96, 98 Cobra R
Those
wheels.
have got to be
The curved spokes?
aftermarket headlights.
They're too clean,
Well,
and
they're
they're projectors.
projectors.
Yeah, but even so, I
Those
mean,
didn't come with projectors. from
but
the
even
factory.
so. So yeah, this is basically this is the Supra's sort of grown up and refined cousin.
Right.
American Sig.
So how the Mustang had the Thunderbird,
And the Capri.
this is like the Thunderbird to the Supra.
Basically. Well, the Thunderbird was the
Cougar.
Cougar and Thunderbird were, when they were on the Fox platform,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
and Lincoln Mark 7, really.
Oh, Lincoln Mark 7. Well, this is the Lincoln Mark 7.
Yeah, I would throw this in with the Mark 7 compared to the Mustang.
Except it doesn't have Marshalls.
That's
Oh,
true.
I have no idea what to price this at.
So anyway, let's see.
Oh, she. Oh.
No
you're
accidents.
close.
right on,
no
right
accidents
on
or
the
mileage
money with 7,000.
No
Yeah, I was
accidents or
gonna say
mileage
85.
discrepancies. Shows registration in California for
Champagne.
2015. 16-inch chrome wheels, and the spare wheel is also the 16-inch chromie. So it's-
Really?
Yeah.
But are those factory chromies or
Yes.
is
Yeah,
that
no,
Yes, those are
factory.
those are factory?
Those are original.
What did you say, honey? 85?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'll go 8.
But, yeah, oh, fuck, yeah, y'all are,
Let's
the
say
fucking
7.
girls are gonna win it.
Power
I know
comes
it.
from a 2JZ GE 3-liter inline 6. No
10K.
shit. Rated at 225 horsepower and 210 foot-pounds of torque.
Well, it wasn't V8, it wasn't 400, it was the 300.
Yeah.
10K.
Alright, so chip scratches and dings around the exterior, peeling finish on the front bumper. It's got some clear coat issues. Dents in the quarter panel, wear and tear on the upholstery front seats. Interior touch points. It's got 100-something thousand miles on it. Missing passenger's cup holder.
Oh, damn it.
Bubbling
Man.
window tint and power mirrors are inoperative. Also, power steering fluid leak. That would explain all the extra
the
extra
wetness.
lubrication. 2JZ, no shit.
It's 2J, it's 10K. Gotta be.
You girls want it? Oh, I said 85. Sabrina
8.
said 8.
7.
She said 7.
And Mike says 8,600.
Sold for $6,500. So you are closest.
Nobody wins because everybody overbid.
Everybody
No,
overbid,
You
yeah.
went over.
You
We
went
kind of do the prices right thing. Closest without going over. But yeah, $6,500.
Real, like, that's.
But the thing about the
Did
end,
it have a rebuild title?
no. But
That's a weird price for
But the
that.
thing
Like,
about
that's super low.
the GE engines is the bottom end is the same as the turbo engines, just a
Yeah,
little bit higher
no,
compression.
like that's
Forged-
a steal
forged
of a
crank.
price right there.
Yeah, forged crank, forged rods, forged pistons, it's all there.
Because here's what I mean. If I go on eBay right now and I want to buy a 2J engine long block,
You're buying that.
what
Even-
am I buying?
Even if you're
What
buying
am I spending? $5,500, $600, $6,000?
Yeah.
Remember the one sitting in John's fucking
Just
living
for a
room?
long block with no accessories. That car sold for how much?
$6,500.
$6,500? So
Literally,
what you got
we had one
was a
sitting in
2JZ long block with all the accessories
and a car
and
attached to it.
$800 worth of scrap metal.
Yeah. The messed up thing is
Like-
if you really shop around carefully, you can find busted up SCs and busted up GSs and shit like that sitting in people's backyards that you can pick up for a few $100.
Right.
Remember
With a 2J.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you don't remember Orly's GS, four-door GS, and that he ended up giving it to
On
Tony.
that note, like, shockingly low price to be honest. I really thought that would be a higher price,
I know.
I mean, I kind of did
especially
too.
on Bring a Trailer when you see that kind
Well,
of car
that came from
going-
Cars and Bids.
or on Cars and Bids, when you see that kind of car going across a national auction site, you think it's going to pull a little more.
I
Maybe
know, but-
inflation isn't
Speaking
hitting
of
as
speaking
hard.
of
well, no.
shockingly low
Speaking of
prices.
that, and shockingly low prices, Cybertrucks. People trying to flip Cybertrucks, not doing so well.
Good.
Yeah,
Because
Cybertrucks. Not,
we want
and-
to talk about that for a second.
go for it.
Whew. Holy shit! What a piece of junk that thing is.
Did you see the thing? It was I saw this on I think I saw it on Jalopnik, and I think I saw it either on the Drive or Autopian, and probably a couple other places like AutoWire and Motorius, that the people that have all started owners pages. There was one guy who posted he bought his Cybertruck brand new and basically drove it for 5 miles. Red screen of death, car shut off, and even the Tesla pickup center and whatnot was like, we don't know what to do with it.
Wow.
Even better than that, it red screened of death in front of the dealership.
Yeah, that was what I was saying. But then
He-
like
he
5
literally-
minutes.
no,
he had
he
it like
literally-
5 minutes. He had it like 5
He literally
minutes.
took delivery. They handed him the keys. He made the right turn out of the dealership and floored it, and it went red screen of death right there.
Yeah, like
He
What
literally
are
did
you
not go
looking at?
half a mile.
It's like it's one of our frogs.
He did not make it half a mile before it red screened.
yeah, like
Steve doesn't
There
realize
are
that it's a
Numerous owner accounts
It's
of them
the-
rusting.
Oh, yeah, because-
People are wrapping them, trying to protect
wall.
them.
Yeah.
yeah. I still haven't seen one in person. You guys have all seen them in person.
Oh
I still
yeah,
haven't seen
yeah.
one.
We've
I-
seen
I haven't.
4 of them now.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
I've
seen
seen
quite a few.
I saw it. Remember, I was
You
like,
saw
what
it
the
and I
hell
didn't
is
see
that?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
the one with the horns on the thing is an actual Florida truck. It was at Bradenton Raceway for the Dragon Drive. For the streetcar event.
Of course, it's Florida.
Yep.
I
But
would
yeah,
expect
no,
nothing less.
Tesla is failing with that Cybertruck thing right now.
And the thing is, it's not. I read one post where like, well, that's what happens when you rush something into production. They've been working on trying to get that thing in production for 7 fucking years now.
Right,
That's not rushed into production.
right. The ball busting the window out when it wasn't supposed to was like 5 years ago.
I know. That press conference. That press conference will never go away.
Right. Look at how strong our windows are. They're bulletproof.
Oops.
Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Happened.
Alrighty, guys.
All right. On that note,
So, thank you guys for watching.
Chris is
and
30
we'll be-
again.
I've turned 38 twice now. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Hey, just to let you know, as someone who's already eclipsed that barrier, it's just downhill from there, buddy.
I know. That is why I've decided to turn 38 again. Next year, I'm actually aiming.
You're going
for
to identify as 37?
No, I'm aiming for 37.
So you're
I'm not
going
going to identify as 37. I'm aiming for it.
Well,
Let's see if I hit the target.
You're just
or
going to
not.
be identifying as 37 because,
No,
like everybody else that identifies as this, and we're not going to get into that. But
I'm aiming for 30. So
Have a
it's
good
okay.
night, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks.